Hello and welcome to WTCL round 8 of Townsville. We are back with the sprint race and it's Alex Trevelyan on pole position and it's alongside him Stefan Nikolaev.
We had a discussion before this race. Daniel over there thinks Nikolaev is going to win. Evil thinks that Mendes is going to win. I think Dye is going to win. So
Mendes has had a very good start, so I'll say that immediately. But it's
Dye not so much. You can't lie.
Oh, Nikolaev. For what? That inside line is the preferred one, so second place has an advantage usually. Oh, Mendes looks like he's side by side of Indai. And he's lost out. And once again, my predictions have already gone terribly.
Oh no.
It's not even one corner, and I've already ruined. Alex Trevelyan, surprisingly, still in the lead though. Zimmerman, I think he started fifth anyways. I think the top five's not changed from the start, which is surprising for WTCL stands because usually someone's already to the moon by that point.
And leads Nikolaev. There comes from Dye, Mendes, and Zimmerman. So nothing has changed.
Literally nothing. Connor Ryan's still where he is. I literally think they're all where they start. Oh, Lim's dropped. Lim's dropped down.
Lim showing a lack of pace.
Perez has gained a couple of
I don't even need to make the comment. You already know what I was going to
say. Yeah.
But Trevelyan's the leader, and of course got their first points in the first race, didn't they? So.
Oh, Nikolaev's pulling out to Trevelyan. This is a very unusual place to overtake, but Nikolaev's making contact with Trevelyan. Indai's all over the back of them now. Why am I thinking like this? Nikolaev is in the lead, but good. Oh,
Trevelyan, and Diaz into second. And Nikolaev leads the race.
Oh dear. Oh, very loose. Nikolaev.
Oh wow! Mendes and Zimmerman. Zimmerman is out, and Mendes.
Oh,
Ethan,
no.
I'm sorry, you're the first commentator's curse of the race. How do you feel this
I'm the first commentator's curse of every race at this rate. Oh, he's just half spun. He's Zimmerman has nowhere to go.
That is very poor.
Zimmerman has nowhere to go. Oh, Mendes is turning back into the track like an absolute madman.
I mean, I'd argue Mendes is a madman generally.
Leicester's made up loads of positions.
I don't know what.
Leicester's made up loads of positions. Hold on.
So now with those two out the race, Madison takes fifth.
Oh, the top three are very close. Trevelyan's looking at the peak on Mandai, but it's not going to work.
From the others, simply.
I think Leicester's actually gained some places. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
The camera car's in the way. The camera car's in the way. The camera car's in the way.
It's fine. The camera car's outside. So Nikolaev leads and Dye and Trevelyan, and they're about a second and a half curve by, and then there's another second back to Madison.
Ryan Madison.
Very open race.
I think that's all Leicester made loads of positions at start. He was ahead of way many people than he really should have been, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong and I've not seen it properly.
Camera, can we get a confirmation where Leicester is?
Oh no.
20th.
He sorted it. So not. I mean, he's getting a few positions from the start, but yeah.
Winfield, of course.
Oh, Winfield slides. Lucky not to be it there. Leicester's hit the wall in the background. So did whoever's behind. Oh, Lim on Lorenzo. And through, but Lim's wide and Lorenzo's gone back through. I do not know. My throat is so dry at this point.
Right, you should have got a customary mug of milk then.
I'm literally going to down the rest of this bottle of water I have, and I'm still going to have my throat.
Looking for Nikolaev, but not there, and now Nikolaev shoots away like an absolute bullet. In fact, I think the bullet was slower.
What happened to Hector Rodriguez? He's had such a bad season at this point.
Of course, Trevelyan, of course, in that same car. had an issue. I had a slight punt earlier. What's happened to Hector Rodriguez?
So we're in turn 12.
Long way back. Long way back.
Long. Oh yeah.
It's into that corner again. There's a lot of cars there
Oh,
just getting blocked and having nowhere to go, and then they end up wide.
Surprised Torres didn't hit the wall after Babin. You hit him there. Yeah. And Dye is up into second. So currently the two predictions of the other two commentators are currently first and second, and mine is crashed.
Yeah, you're having a really good strike rate, obviously, as you normally are. You're very good with your predictions, aren't you? So, you know.
My judgments I think I should just not be allowed to make any judgments in this series. I think I need to be duct taped. I think my hands need to be tied. I think I need to be chucked in a dungeon. That's the only way we can protect the drivers. Oh, Leicester's hit the wall.
Oh, didn't you?
Nikolaev! No!
Is that Nikolaev? It's Nikolaev! That's free white. So hang on, there's one commentator cursed because we thought Leicester was doing well, and there's one commentator cursed because that was Daniel's pick. So that's 3.
That doesn't look good for Ndai then. Brake failure for Nikolaev from the lead. This is the second failure from the lead.
I'm getting something right. Wait, no, hang on, no.
Don't say that.
I know, I don't want to say it might be too early to count my lucky bird, but he's a second and a half clear. Go on, Ndai. Go on, you beauty. Come on. I'm getting something right.
I make a point. Ryan's also in the podium. I wasn't going to make that point. That's the second failure from the lead that Nikolaev has had this season.
Nikolaev just David Leicester Mark 2.
Yeah.
What?
Except they actually lead.
Oh no. Yeah, Nikolaev's just tried to. The car's, yes, it's listing severely.
Fire.
The car's. I don't even know if it has the tire. It may not have the tire on. Oh, the engine's blown. There's fire from the back of that. So the brakes. And
so the brakes went, and then the resulting shunt is what caused
the engine to go up.
Yeah.
So Nikolaev's having a fun time. Travayan is still in second. Connor Ryan's moved up to third. He's three of the cars that start in front of Ryan have all had issues. 3 of the starting top 6 have all had issues.
Oh, yeah.
Zimmerman and Mendes crashed, and Nikolaev's brakes failed. Christ. This is mayhem, as usual, if you bar the Silverstone race, but that's because Silverstone's not really overrated track.
I think Thompson spun.
David Leicester. Oh, Benaventura got the right. Oh, Perez had a proper spin. What happened to Perez then? Perez has had a terrible weekend. Yeah, especially in comparison to her teammate. Now.
Yeah, I had a greenfield and
caught the curb into the back, and she's pulled out in front of the field.
Poor.
Charlotte Thompson, who rolled in the first race, then soldiered on to 21st, I think, is up to 19th. Lindqvist is at the inside. Leicester in the background, probably going to crash.
So there's Lindqvist in 19.
NDA really pulling away. It's 3 seconds,
yeah.
Around 3 seconds. I don't know how angry he will be, but I will say that I think he will win it.
No, you can't switch down.
And I may have cursed him now, but we will see.
Oh, Madison's now catching up to the second and third. Oh, that's Lorenzo starts to have Lim, and Lim's ahead. Here we have them. Scan's currently holding the very last place. Winfeld's fallen back. Oh, and absolutely just barged her way past Lichtsteiner. You'll love to see it. Oh, nearly lost the car. Boucher's moved up to 8th. That's actually solid. 6 places from the start for Boucher.
And it's now down to 2 seconds.
Yeah, Daniel said that Ndaya was going to win. And now the gap is closing. I've been cursed again. This time not my own fault.
I mean, if you're calling a curse, it might effectively do the opposite effect. So you've cursed, you've essentially cursed it in the other way, so he'll win. And that'll alternatively do the other thing and he won't win. Or maybe he will, who knows? We've done so many curses, it could be anything really at this one.
Too white.
Ryan is catching up.
Got a Ryan, of course, started 6th.
And the top 2 drivers in this race are Chevrolets.
Well, of course they are. The Chevrolets always hover about midfield.
Madison at the 4 exit.
The Chevrolets always hover about the back of the field.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
So, who would have had on lap 8 Dye leading, followed by Chevrolet? They came right of Madison and Firmino.
It's down to 1 in a second.
No. Hennessy is still last. I mean, even in a sprint race, he's hopeless.
He's behind Winjay.
Winjay hasn't even scored a point. How did a Hennessy score points? How? I still have no idea how to this day.
Oh, Trevelyan!
Trevelyan has punted out of the way. So, let's get this straight right. The top 4, Nicola on pole, brake failure. Second was, Trevelyan on pole, brake failure. Nicola was second, brake failure. DA was third, and Mendes was 4, who I think punted out of the race or something. So, this doesn't bode well for DA. Uh-oh. I'm scared.
And then,
and I'll tell you what,
it's fourth the top 6. It's fourth the top 6. The front row, Mendes, who started 4th, and Zimmerman, who he collected, started 5th.
Ooh.
Oh, and Dye's hit the wall. So is Connor Ryan.
Wait, what?
Madison's avoided it. They've both got very lucky to be able to get away with that relatively scot-free.
And to lead followed by Ryan and Madison. You wouldn't, but there we go. At this rate, Uday might actually have a brake failure, and if he does, I'm commentary.
I'm pretty sure Madison has only 2 points finishes, and I think one of them was the podium at Silverstone. So he might only have 3 points finishes after this race, and 2 of them might be podiums. But Mendes' teammate, Firmino, is now on the back of him.
Lim losses.
Boucher putting the elbows out on Lim. Oh no! Boucher's once again just gone far too late in the race and punted someone.
I don't know what happened in race 1. It's been interesting.
Oh, Vanderlyn.
Oh, Vanderlyn's hit the wall. Very hard.
Madison scored points in
Vanderlyn is out.
race 1, right? Madison scored points in race 1, I think.
I don't think he did. I think that his first points of the season were from the podium at Silverstone.
Yeah, I know he had a podium at Silverstone, but I checked it now.
For more useless information, go to our sponsor, the WTCL Hub.
Go to the WTCL Hub where you can learn how to be a complete nerd about
In the
absolutely
meanwhile,
nothing.
Vanderlyn's going
where's
2
Lorenzo
miles an hour because he completely destroyed his car. Oh, I think he's running
Vanderlyn, of
3
course,
wheels.
who had a brilliant first race, Vanderlyn, I think.
He was having a solid second race as well. But the thing is, he's just gotten into the wall.
Annihilated. So on to lap 10, just 2 laps to go, and tell you what, not turning out to be a half bad little sprint race, this is it. We've had more retirements than I can actually count to.
Oh.
And that's Hackinson, again, it's that corner there. The issue is they carry a bit too much speed and then they try to attack the
It's not even they're taking too much speed, they're mounting the curbs and they're going so much over it, they're actually going onto the grass.
bumpiness of the curve unsettles the car and then they can't do anything.
They're also, yeah, it's partially the shape of the curb and how it's basically making the cars bomb out, but they're also on the inside, they're getting on the grass itself and there's no grip on the grass.
Oh yeah, so there's like nothing on the grass. Like.
Maybe the last overtaking opportunity.
Well, in the last lap, it's gone by very quickly. A very short race we have here. So, got very close there. I don't know how close Ryan is to die. I don't think he's actually that close, to be fair. But anything can happen. Half a lap to go. The leader leads by about 1.5 seconds. They're 2.5 ahead of Madison, who's in a fight for third with Firmino. Oh, Indai's lost a bit of time to Ryan. Indai's lost about a second to Ryan. I do not know why that is. But this is really the last opportunity. And I don't think Indai's going to really lose it now, let's be real. Around the final corner.
And Logan and Joseph Lester has finally got something correct in a race. Ogier crosses the line to win this sprint race here.
Ahead of
Madison, who,
Firmino,
I mean, Madison either scores points, so he gets a podium, or doesn't do anything.
Lemon 6th, Christophers, Boucher, Ixander, Levent. I think Leicester might be in the points.
Leicester
might be in the points.
From 11.
Go down, scroll down, go down.
Leicester,
Leicester scored points!
2 points again.
Oh, and half
started 24, I think.
Of course, yeah, of course. There's always got to be one person who lets me down.
He's just overcooked it.
I knew something was going too right to be true. Ooh. And when Jay was like, oi, oi.
Oh, his engine's gone.
I'd like to understand this concept of glitches, though.
His engine's gone off. Last lap sing out. Yeah, I will say though, I think Leicester started 24th.
Winfield?
He was nowhere.
Yeah, he's going to pick up 13 positions in that sprint race in about 11 laps.
A brilliant little sprint race, but I have to say, in Dye, what can I say? When he's quick, he's quick. Was he helped by DNFs? Absolutely not. He was winning the race regardless of DNF, but that's beside the point. He is a very quick driver, and he won today. I mean, it's not his fault his brakes didn't fail.
Oh, Winfield just makes an error as well.
I think that's the first accident we've seen at that corner. Like, that kind of incident where they go wide and hit the barrier.
Well, we've seen Boucher hit the barrier in the first race, but not that hard.
Yeah, not enough to take them out the race.
Literally, a couple 100 meters away from the finish.
Well done to Ndiaye, of course, winning from Madison. This guy either gets a podium or doesn't show up at all. And okay, Firmino. Firmino, to be fair, has upped his act in the last couple of races. I mean, if we go over to the WTCL Hub, Firmino, yeah, failed to score points in the first 4 races. Then got points in the first race at Silverstone. Got a podium, did nothing. Got a podium at Austria. And Fabino's finally beginning to show up for some of that promise that was around him when he first joined. I do believe, I'm pretty sure the entire grid wanted him at some point. So, he's finally beginning to show up. In fact, I think this might be his first point scored in the sprint race of this whole season. Oh no, he had his podium at Silverstone in the sprint race, never mind. So perhaps Fabino is one to keep an eye out for in sprint races then.
Perhaps it is. I will say, there's a very in the 4 races Saffron Windfall has been in WTCL, there has been such a contrast of highs and lows. Qualified third on our first ever outing, engine blew, scored no points in the sprint race, came here, was qualified, second? Won the first race, and then crashed down the last corner from the points in the second, in the sprint race. So, just so differing highs and lows for Saffron Winfield. But a very quick driver, nevertheless, so one to keep an eye out for.
Oh, for sure. Is there anything else to say, or?
No, let's do a rundown of the
the grid.
Of the finishes, before we end up talking about the entire race in detail for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Demi and I finishes first, his first win of the season, his second podium, I believe. No, actually. Yeah, second podium. Yeah, and Die. Second podium in the season, I think. He scored one, I think Suzuka, he might have scored one. It was a very house of no one.
Dai scored it in the second round at Japan. I mean, to be fair, Dai
Suzuka.
Yeah, that was
0-0, second, 0-0-0-6, 2-0-2. So, he's very quick.
Yeah.
He has a win in a second, and that's about it.
Ndai is one of these drivers who's either on it and massively quick, or he chugs along slowly and does nothing. Yeah, but this today, very well constructed drive. While his rivals came around technical issues and crashed, Kof Mendes, didn't even make it that long into the race before my commentator's curse kicked in. But yeah, Connor Ryan started 6th, didn't really do anything the race, he just sat by and let everyone else retire around him. He's up to 2nd, solid drive again. I don't know, did he score a podium at Fuji as well? He won at Red Bull Ring. He's got the podium here. Did he get one at Fuji as well?
Ooh, Ryan?
Yeah. Did he get
No, he didn't.
No, what? Right, this is actually Ryan. Outside of his win, this is Ryan's first podium.
No. I thought he had a good result on the Fuji race, but maybe I was wrong.
He scored 17 points over the course of the Fuji weekend. So,
12 and 8.
Okay.
Okay, so he still got comparative for how bad the Honda is, not too bad. But yeah, Connor Ryan, second podium. Benjamin Madison, definitely second podium after his one at Silverstone. Bruno Firmino getting some consistency going, and that's going to do him lots and lots if he can just develop from there. Wolfgang Bison, Mr. Consistent in 5th. Kenneth Lim, more points in the last. He hadn't scored in the first, what? In the first
8.
There's 2 endurance rounds. There's 12 races. Ignoring the 2 endurance rounds, there's 12 races in the first half of the season. First 8 races in the season, no points. In the last 4, he's had 3 point scoring finishes. Absolute madness by Kenneth Lim. But yeah, Edvard Christopherson, 7th. Marriott, I don't know where he came from. I think he definitely didn't have a good first race. He's getting a lot of places then. And Marriott Boucher, 6 places in the race, up to 8th. Not a bad drive. Amir Ixander finishes 9th. Andreas Lorenzo 10th. David Lester gained about 13 positions to finish 11th. And it's his only his 3rd point scoring finish of the season if you ignore the fastest lap. Oh, what a season for David Lester. What season for Leicester. And then the final point scorer is Roman Lichtsteiner. Linterrotel just short. Ildefonso Mendes 14th. Torres 15th. Linktvist 16th. Di Bonaventura 17th. Balazine 18th. Perez 19th. Thompson 20th. Hackinson 21st. O'Hennessy 22nd. Kim Won-jae, 23rd. And he's actually ahead of people. He's finished ahead of people. Andre Babayu, 34th.
And Cordoba.
Louis Cordova. The only driver still to have multiple race wins this season, dead last. Singh had not dead last. Singh had an engine failure on the last lap after he hit the wall. Hector Rodriguez is labelled 1 lap down. Travayan actually continued after he had his brake failure, it seems. So he's dead last, but he continued after the brake failure, apparently, and was 1 lap down. He did decently yesterday to get on the reverse grid pole. He was up front. He was competing for the win. He was doing so well, and just reliability took out his hands. Then you have Saffron Winfield. That last lap, just engine went after hitting the wall. Suspension failure for not last lap. Engine failure after hitting the wall at some point. Suspension failure for Vitse van der Linde from a solid position as well. Stefan Yanikolev had that engine failure from the lead, or engine failure after having the brakes fail from the lead, which was heartbreaking. Second time that's happened. And dead last is Patrick Zimmerman, who retired after the incident with Mendes. Mendes finished 14th. He recovered quite well from that. But yeah, any comments or anything you wish to discuss before we wrap this up?
Yeah, I don't know what's more the miracle here. The fact that Ndiaye won, or the fact I got something right. That has to be a first.
Don't get overconfident. It's not going to happen for very often.
Oh no. I mean, this will be the only thing I get right all season, but you know.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. And tomorrow we will be having a mid-season review. You can join us, just having a little chatter with each other about the season, about the future of this season, and I think Monza is coming up next.
Yes,
that should be an interesting race, or 2 races in the next weekend. Make sure to come back and tune in next time, and until then, have a good one. Thanks for watching again. Goodbye.